Hi Libra, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. I'm sitting here at the kids' table. The grown-ups are in the other room. I'm kidding. Very funny. It's just crazy. I'm house sitting for my sister this week, and so I've organized this little space here for me, which is quite funny. If you saw me, you would think that I'm nuts, and woman's gotta do what a woman's gotta do to make these videos work. And so here we are. I'm just gonna jump straight into the reading. I will not do extended this version this week either. I'm sorry about that. Maybe next week. Let's see what you Libras, which is Vågen in Swedish, are up to. I'm Swedish, and therefore I will go a bit back and forth with the Swedish words to maybe clarify some English where I feel like maybe it needs some clarification. Yeah, and it's you Libra, Vågarna, that will draw the message out through me. So let's see what you need to hear the most right now. It's not a typical tarot reading. It's not a tarot card deck. It's It's just beautiful cards to get my own inspiration and intuition going. Really. Okay. Sorry if it makes a lot of noise in the... Oh, I love this card. Libras. Okay. Straight up, I get this feeling that you're dealing with a person that is sort of... This is very interesting. It's sort of like... For instance, let's say I can use my own, like forever I had this person in my life that I actually was fearful of. I was getting to a point where I started to believe that the reality I was in was a true reality, and that I needed to follow everything that happened in it, and that I had no thought and no power and no way of thinking myself out of the situation. It was just the true version, and it sucked, and I really was afraid of the person that I was involved with. And it has taken quite some time to shift that energy, but what has come out of it is a power beyond description. And I feel that you're going through something similar here, and where it's a bit funny because like recently it was like you could not be, like you couldn't stand to be in the same room with this person, let alone have anything to like romantically do with them. Or if it's like a family member, or if it's a friend, it was like you would like, last thing you would do it was to invite them to your home, the privacy of your home. And now it feels like you're confronting those fears, or those, I don't call it demons because it sounds so dramatically, but like you're confronting the truth about it. And what is awesome is that when something has you like that, when you're in a grip where you think, okay, and we can take like a money situation. When you think that you don't have any money, if you think that not having enough money might put you out on the street, or it won't make you be able to buy the food that you want to buy, or at least not go on the vacation that you want to go on, or even worse, if you feel like you might not have like enough money to pay your bills, even to pay rent, you're starting to believe that reality, and you're starting to sort of get like attached to something that really is not true. It's just a set of vibration in motion, and the more you add like focus and feeling there, the more real it's gonna feel, and the more real it actually is gonna become. It's gonna become very more physical, and very more like you can take on it, and you can like touch it, and you can feel it, and you'll say, this is true, see, there's no money. And you start to work up this fear and this worry, when it's just numbers, it's just energy and numbers, and you can shift it like this, And I understand that it's not easy to shift like that, because once something has gained momentum, like I've used this analogy before, maybe you heard me say it, maybe you're on a train and the train has picked up speed like really, really fast, and you don't just stop. You don't just, okay, so let's say we went full speed ahead in this direction, and now let's go this. Like you don't do that. And so there's a process of slowing down the train, and eventually the train stops, and then we can get over to another train, or then we can start to turn it around, or turn your situation around. That it's not going to be like this. And that's the same thing with your energy around this topic. And when there's something like being fearful of a person, being fearful of a situation, like a money situation, or fearful maybe of a heavy disease, not knowing whether you're going to make it out of that disease or not, and you start to make the outer world a true reality, is when you're in deep doo-doo. And the thing is, you're not in deep doo-doo. It's just vibration. It's just vibration. It's just vibration. And when you learn to shift, when you learn to take the feeling you feel and shifting it to something else, and that's what I feel like you're doing right now. Confrontation. There's so many versions, there's so many things, so many outcomes. This is you right here going on, like you have the power with you. You're riding, like you have the power on your side right now. And there's so many versions showing up here around you. And I just feel like what was quite hard and quite dark and quite fearful for you just recently, you sort of have a grip on it finally. And there's like, and you're going upwards, Libra. Like you're not gonna stay here forever, and you're gonna take the bull by its horn and sort of tell the truth. And this is who I am now. And the beauty of being in such a fearful position, you've asked for so much improvement. If you're sick to your bones, you've asked every cell in your body to upgrade. If you have no money, you've asked for millions. If you've been in whatever relationship, romantically, family friendly relationship, and it's been like borderline abuse, you've asked for love, security. Gardeners, you probably have asked for it, but like you've asked for the complete opposite. You've asked for somebody to trust in you, for you to trust in them, for somebody to see who you truly are and really want to know you. And you've done the same. You want to know a family member, a relationship like that. You want to know them by heart. And when you ask for things like this, it's not just a wishy-washy, I hope it's gonna happen, or because also when you are at the bottom, like with money like this, you don't think that you're gonna become a millionaire the next day. But the thing is, if you go into metaphysics and you look into it, and I know you're not gonna look into it, and I'm not a scientist, I'm just saying what I've come to know. And that is that when you ask for the improvement, when you ask your body to go there, when you ask for gazillions of money, when you want that loving relationship, it is starting to become. And it's not like an outside thing that is starting to become, it's actually the non-physical part of you that is starting to create whatever it is that you've asked for. And the thing is, you don't have to sit there with lists and write down the person you're afraid of, what you want instead. Like, every fiber of your being has asked the universe or the true self, the non-physical self of you, of what you want, and that is already in the works for you. What you have to do now, and what you've started to do now, and what you will see, is that because of you being on the bottom financially, relationshiply, or bodily, like physically, because of that, like the bigger the question, the bigger the answer, the bigger the problem, the bigger the solution, the bigger the lack, the bigger the abundance. Like it's a two-way subject in the universe. You cannot have a problem without a solution. If the minute you have a question, there's an answer there. You cannot have one without the other, which means if you've been with a shitty, sorry for the language, person in your life, you've asked for a major shift, and that shift is about to happen, and you have started to walk that path. You're on that path to this person. I see that for you. You're on the path to this. You're on the path to this person, and for right now, you're still doing it alone. You're still walking it alone. You're still thinking it alone. But that's how you grow now. You're like collecting yourself. You taking every piece of you back. You're reclaiming your power and your love and your strength and the person that you become, thanks to the douchebag. Thanks to the douchebag, you have become and are really on your way to becoming a master. And so you knew what you were doing when you attracted that relationship. And I know it's very hard to hear if you're not if you don't want to own everything in your life just yet. It's really hard to hear that you attracted this douchebag yourself. But how does the body know that it wants to upgrade unless it has something to upgrade from? How do you know that you want to practice patience if you don't have a situation where patience is needed? That makes sense. And yeah, I know sometimes we go to the length of almost killing ourselves, which I find a bit crazy, but it's something that we do for some reason, and you've done it and you've come back up and you are a shooting star. You are on such a way back, and just continue to take one foot in front of the other, because you're on such a beautiful path, and whatever you've asked for will show up. You know what that means, right? That means that you're the healthiest, richest, with the most beautiful partner in your life that probably has walked the earth, because you've been on the bottom, peeps. Libra has been on the bottom in more than several topics, not just one. And that to me is just that's just mastery. I never met a master in my life that has had an easy path. It's just not how it works, because this is really a harsh comparison. But what's the opposite of a master then? First you're a loser, and then you're a master. First you know nothing, and then you go into knowing everything. You're just in knowing. First you're unconscious, and then you're consciousness. That was a good one. I have another card, and I have 30 seconds to. Yes, I get it. There's fears around this, and there's conversation that is needed to be had. I get that. That's a bit ooh, how is that going to go? But you're on the train that has picked up speed in the right direction now. Okay, so you're on the right train. You have already stopped the rushing train of badness. That has already stopped. you have not only taken that train and turned it around, you have shifted into another train that has slowly started to pick up momentum, and soon enough you're just on too good of a train for it to go south. And so Libra, you're doing awesome, and I'm right here with you. And reach out if you want to in the comment section if you need some support. At least I'm here energetically for you. I'll end with that, Libra, for this week. I hope you liked it. Hope that was a bit of a guidance for you guys. And please subscribe if you haven't. Please share it with your friends if you like. I would like that very much. And hopefully I see you back next week. Take care, Libra. Bye.